The sprawling mansion on the hill was alive with music and laughter as the city's elite gathered for an extravagant birthday party. Angela, a timid girl of 17, stood nervously by the kitchen entrance, holding a tray of drinks. She was the daughter of the family cleaner and had been asked to help serve the guests. Despite her plain uniform, her natural beauty caught the attention of many. She felt out of place, but tried her best to stay invisible. Among the guests were the Williams brothers, Eric and Nathan, known for their charm and wealth. They had a reputation for being mischievous and entitled. Spotting Angela, Eric nudged Nathan. "Look who's here," he said, a sly grin spreading across his face. Nathan chuckled, whispering, "Fresh prey." Angela felt their eyes on her and lowered her gaze. But her unease only seemed to fuel their interest. She had no idea that her presence at the party would change her life forever. Later that evening, Angela's shift ended, but Eric and Nathan found her alone in a quiet hallway. They cornered her, their smirks full of cruel intent. Angela's protests went unheard as they mocked her modest background. "You should be grateful we're even talking to you," Eric sneered. Nathan laughed, adding, "It's all in good fun." Angela's attempts to escape were futile. The encounter left her shaken, humiliated, and deeply scarred. She couldn't tell anyone, knowing the powerful Williams family would deny everything and ruin her mother's job. As she cried herself to sleep that night, she vowed to rise above her pain and never let anyone make her feel worthless again. The seed of determination had been planted. Angela's mother, Gloria, noticed her daughter's change in behavior. Angela became withdrawn and avoided the mansion altogether. When Gloria asked what was wrong, Angela shook her head, forcing a smile. "I'm just tired, Mama," she said. Gloria knew something was amiss, but didn't push further. She couldn't afford to lose her job by offending her wealthy employers. The Williams family treated Gloria with minimal regard, expecting her to clean up after their lavish parties and handle their whims without complaint. Despite her exhaustion, Gloria endured the daily humiliation to provide for Angela's education. Unbeknownst to her, Angela had begun formulating a plan to ensure they'd never be at the mercy of anyone again. As the years went by, Angela focused on her studies, excelling in school despite the lingering trauma. She avoided the Williams brothers whenever they visited the mansion. At university, she majored in business and law, determined to gain the tools she'd need to level the playing field. She spent her free time researching the Williams business empire, identifying their weaknesses. Angela's ambition caught the attention of her professors, who often praised her drive. "You're going places, Angela," one of them said. She smiled politely, knowing they could never understand the fire burning inside her. She was no longer the timid girl from the kitchen. The world would soon see her for who she truly was. Graduating at the top of her class, Angela secured a job at a prestigious law firm. Her brilliance and work ethic quickly earned her promotions. While her colleagues celebrated her achievements, Angela worked silently, building a network of influential allies. She learned everything she could about corporate takeovers and financial leverage. One day, she stumbled upon a document revealing the Williams family's company was facing financial trouble. Their lavish lifestyle had drained their resources, and a string of bad investments had left them vulnerable. Angela's heart raced as she realized the opportunity she'd been waiting for had arrived. Angela adopted a new identity as an anonymous investor, using her savings and connections to buy shares in the Williams company. She remained hidden behind a web of shell companies, ensuring no one could trace her. Eric and Nathan, now struggling to maintain their public image, welcomed the influx of cash without questioning its source. As Angela's stake in the company grew, so did her influence. She strategically positioned herself to take control when the time was right. For the first time in years, she felt a sense of power and justice. "Patience," she told herself. "They won't even see it coming." Angela's rise in the business world brought her into circles where she occasionally crossed paths with Eric and Nathan. They failed to recognize her, seeing only a confident and sophisticated woman. Angela's heart pounded with a mix of fear and satisfaction every time she encountered them. She played her role perfectly, feigning indifference while studying their vulnerabilities. During a charity event, Eric attempted to charm her, oblivious to her true identity. I don't believe we've met before, he said with a smile. Angela raised an eyebrow, her voice steady. I'm just someone who's good at staying unnoticed. The irony of her words wasn't lost on her. Eric laughed, clueless about the storm brewing beneath her calm exterior. The Williams brothers' financial woes deepened, forcing them to sell some of their assets. Angela strategically acquired properties and businesses they once owned, ensuring they never suspected her involvement. When the family's mansion went up for sale, Angela bought it through a proxy, smiling as she recalled the night that had haunted her for so long. She walked through the empty halls, memories flooding back. This place doesn't scare me anymore, she whispered. The mansion, once a symbol of her pain, was now a testament to her resilience. Angela knew her final move was approaching, and she'd waited long enough to execute it. With enough shares to sway decisions, Angela orchestrated a hostile takeover of the Williams Company. At the board meeting, she revealed her identity, leaving Eric and Nathan stunned. Angela? Eric stammered, his face pale. Nathan tried to regain composure. What's the meaning of this? Angela's voice was calm, but firm. It means the days of exploiting people like my mother are over. I own this company now, and I'll ensure it's run with integrity. Her words struck like a gavel, signaling the end of their reign. The board, swayed by Angela's vision, voted in her favor. Angela didn't stop at the boardroom. She exposed the Williams brothers' misdeeds to the media, ensuring their fall from grace was public and irreversible. Headlines splashed across newspapers. Once influential family faces ruined. Angela's satisfaction wasn't rooted in their downfall, but in the justice she'd achieved for herself and her mother. As the brothers struggled to navigate their new reality, Angela's name became synonymous with strength and perseverance. She used her platform to advocate for the underprivileged, ensuring no one else would endure what she had. Eric and Nathan, desperate to salvage their reputation, requested a private meeting with Angela. She agreed, curious to hear what they had to say. In the sterile setting of a corporate office, the once arrogant brothers now appeared humbled. We were wrong, Eric began, his voice trembling. We're sorry for what we did to you. Nathan nodded, unable to meet her eyes. Angela listened silently, her expression unreadable. Sorry doesn't erase the past, she finally said. But I hope you've learned that power isn't a license to hurt others. Angela transformed the Williams Company into a force for good, focusing on ethical practices and community development. She renamed it after her mother, honoring Gloria's sacrifices and resilience. Employees, once disillusioned, found new purpose under Angela's leadership. Gloria, now retired, watched with pride as her daughter's vision unfolded. You've done well, my child, she said. Angela smiled, tears in her eyes. I learned from the best, Mama. Angela revisited the mansion one last time, now a community center for underprivileged youth. She walked through the halls, no longer haunted by her past. The memories were there, but they no longer held power over her. As she stood in the garden, she whispered, I've made peace with the past. The sun set behind her, casting a golden glow over the mansion. Angela's journey had come full circle. Years later, Angela encountered Eric at a charity event. He was working as a volunteer, his demeanor vastly changed. Angela, he said hesitantly, I'm trying to be better. She nodded, seeing sincerity in his eyes. It's never too late to change, she replied. For the first time, she felt the weight of her anger lift. Forgiveness, she realized, was as much for herself as it was for him. Angela's story became an inspiration, reminding others that strength could be born from pain. She continued to build her legacy, ensuring her success uplifted those around her. The past no longer defined her. It had shaped her into the woman she was. And for Angela, that was enough. Thank you for watching. Kindly share your thoughts about this story in the comment section. Remember to like, share, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos.